just as my form starts to fission, losing this war of attrition. Just as I drift away, will you hold this eclipse in me? 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 Now I know why I woke up here on the shoreline, coughing up blood in the twilight. Everything looks the same. Will you hold this eclipse in me? 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 Will you hold this eclipse in me?
I think we still got some more.
I've got eyelids heavy enough to break diamonds. You brave for sound and not brave for silence. Damn right fate, this I can't deny. You'll find me with a stratospheric depths, this vertigo. I used to know myself. Oh, and you used to know me well. Oh, and I always say I can leave myself alone. You wish that you could make me.
Woohoo! What up, Buzz fan? We back on another
what's going
album
on?
reaction.
What an opening.
Yo, we got Sleep Token in here coming in absolutely crazy.
Man, such a complex group, man. Oh my goodness, man. You know, just like the first half of the song, I was like really thinking about, it was, I don't know, like it kind of gave you, kind of like some of the techno-ish type of vibe, kind of like, I don't know, just kind of like a blend of, something like what 21 Pilots would kind of like do, kind of like at the beginning of the song in a way, kind of, and then it just like transforms into something else.
Yep. No, 100%.
It's amazing.
I totally know what you're saying. And like, I think it's like really, really cool the way that they start this one out, right?
Yeah.
Because when we were talking about like, as we've gone through a few of these songs, like in individual reactions as they were coming out over the last like month or two, we were like, man, they have so many different elements. And what I was wondering for like how this song like this was gonna like open up.
Yeah.
If they can keep that kind of flow where they kind of start out like a little bit mellow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like roll into it and then like build on it and then like add the elements as they go and then bring it into like it's almost like each one is like a short movie. You know what I mean? Because like you have like the intro, it's all calm and it's like whatever kind of like thing in like most movies, right? And then like you get like you build, and then you hit that like
climax.
Peaks, the climax, right? And then it like kind of like comes back down and like it kind of resolves, but it's still higher than the intro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's super cool that the way that they do this. And so like I hope that they can carry that through the rest of the songs in this album. But Buzz fam, if you guys are just joining us, welcome. We do album reactions on vinyl because it sounds better.
Yes.
Period.
Thanks.
Then, but because we do them on vinyl, we have to listen to the whole song start to finish, and we can't pause it, which is nice for us because like we get to enjoy the entire thing.
However, not so nice for y'all if you're going to YouTube because of the fact that we have to break it up. If we don't break it up, then it gets blocked.
Indeed.
You know. And
so what we do is we do a cut up version here on YouTube. For those that want to just see like our like takes from each song. If you want the full uncut version, it's over on the Patreon. So it's down in the description below, whatever. Check that out. The uncut versions are over there. Every album that you see on the wall, plus a ton more at this point, are over there on the Patreon as well. So sign up, do that thing.
Oh yeah.
Join the Buzz fam.
Yeah, join it up. Let's do this. We about to get into Emergence.
We are about to get into Emergence.
Now, this might be something that we've already reacted to already. Like I
think
like
so.
I recognize a couple of songs, though, you know, that we have.
And there's a few songs, Buzz fam, that we've reacted to. If you want us to check out a couple of the other ones individually later, just let us know. Drop a comment down below.
Definitely.
Right. Let's do it.
Go.
Well, you were late in verse, living on a promised word. Well, I am the rose you relinquished again. You and I are down head first in another world I had. But I have a feeling we're close to the end. Trauma for the neighbors. Go ahead and wrap your arms around me, arms around me, arms around me. Yeah. Go ahead and wrap your arms around me, arms around me, arms around me. Yeah. Go ahead and wrap your arms around me, arms around me, arms around me. Yeah. Go ahead and wrap your arms around me, arms around me. I've got soul to bless me or death, got space dust for your funerals. Dark days for your solstice, dancing through the depths of hellfire on the winds that started from within. My blood beats so alive, might tear right through my skin. So tell me what you meant by living past your half-life and last step in the universe and your well-past in the afterlife. You know that I'm sanctified by what's below, no matter what you do, no matter where you go. You might be the one to take away the pain and let my mind go quiet. And nothing else is quiet.
Butter. When you got it, you got it.
Like Kenny G in this right here.
Yeah.
Man, I remember this part.
Yeah, I remember this too. Yeah. Man, that was.
Oh, wow. Dude. Yeah. Man.
Yo, the way that this one like it just builds and it just keeps going, and like
Yeah.
I love like the lyrics are like so like calm, but like the sound is like everywhere, like, and they bring in like those different elements, right?
Yeah,
when the
they do.
drum comes in at the end, right there, like it's like da, 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 like, and it's like just like going hard. It reminds me like one of the first times I ever heard like the drummer from Avenged Sevenfold do like a drum solo, and it's just like so full, like the sound was like so good, and it's like enticing and like brings you in.
Yeah.
They do like a really good job of like capturing like that kind of like ability to where you are like tied in like 100% to what it is the sounds that they're making.
Yeah, man, exactly, man. Yeah, man. It's just like, dude. I mean, yeah, man, it is like a movie, man. It's just like these songs are just like that, man. Just like how you were saying, man. I mean, just coming in, everything's calm, like, you know, like I love, you know, just the, you know, just like the ad-lib that I'm there saying, you know, go ahead and wrap your arms around me. You know, dude, it's just like, it just leaves you with, you know, hey, something's coming. Like something's coming. And it's just like, each time you hear it, it's just like, oh man.
What are we building to?
Man.
What are we building to?
Oh man, you know.
And like you had that bridge over here too that was like,
yeah, man.
Like you might be the one to take my pain away, right?
Yeah.
And let my mind go quiet. And but then it's like, go ahead and wrap your arms around me. And it can have multiple meanings too, right? Because it can have a meaning of like somebody you love, like embracing you. Yeah. But it can also be like the Reaper coming to get you, right? And pulling you down with him.
Exactly, man.
And it could be like dark and like
that's what I'm saying, heavy. Man. And it's like you know what, man? That's what I'm saying. Like that's what like I like about some of these artists, like how they're kind of cryptic with their lyrics, though, man. Because it's just like it could go like either way. I'm like, you know what I mean? You know, so that's like really cool about that, man. Hell yeah. Let's go ahead and get in the past tense here.
Past tense.
And I love the Kenny G and you know on that outro right there though. You know, I'm gonna tell you what though. You know, like I remember like Ye, like he had a song like where Kenny G came in and like did the outro like that too. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, but I know that obviously like Kenny G wasn't on this one though. You know, but like they had somebody else in there. You know, just like tearing it up. But yeah, okay, let's go ahead and get in the past tense. I mean, like past self.
On the line with me, you know it's not a game or a fantasy, and I don't even know who I used to be, and nothing is the same, and some things have to change now. Are you gonna dance on the line with me? You know it's not a game or a fantasy, and I don't even know who I used to be, and nothing is the same, and some things have to change now. Crawled out of my woodwork, bolts out of my boots, but the true believers are turned out to be fake. You're gonna dance on the line with me. You know it's not a game or a fantasy, and I don't even know who I used to be, but nothing is the same, and some things have to change now. Are you gonna dance on the line with me? You know it's not a game or a fantasy, and I don't even know who I used to be. Stepping up from my future, uploading my true self. Did I get this far for nothing? or are you the reward? Fantasy, I don't even know who I used to be, but nothing is the same. Some things have to change now. Are you gonna dance on the line with me? No, it's not a game or a fantasy. I don't even know who I used to be, but nothing is the same. Some things have to change now. No, no.
Yo, you gotta tell me who this reminds you of.
Well, I'm gonna say the voice, obviously, and I mean this with like the most respect, possible, because I love this other band, Breaking Benjamin. Like I swear to God, I mean it's just like their voices. You know what? I would love the lead singer, of Breaking Benjamin, to collab, with my man right here though. Like I would love to just see what that's like, man. I mean, dude, like that was pretty cool. You know what I liked about, the song? I liked his delivery. I like, how it's not just kind of like a one trick pony when it comes to delivering his vocals.
Yep.
Like he was like, like doing a down, you know what I mean? Like he's like doing like some like different, man, just like kind of like I'm getting out of his pocket though, you know what I mean? And I was like pretty dope, man.
So to the delivery and like kind of like how I think one of the things that is like appealing, and maybe because we were just listening to him a minute ago, over on like an actual reaction or whatever, but the MGK, if MGK did a collab with them, because of the way that they build their beats and their schemes and stuff, and then the way that he delivers his vocals when he's not like doing like a scream or like a whatever, right? Like he's like very methodical with it. And it kind of gives the same like approach to delivery as MGK does, which I think is super cool. And it could be because MGK also does like rock, you know what I mean? And he can like blend his voice in, and that's maybe why it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, I would say, like even though MGK is like more on the punk side, still like I mean, like we've listened to enough MGK to know that he is a true chameleon, and he could get on this type of vibe right here, and kill it as well.
Now, the song that was reminding me of, I'm trying to still remember it because like it's been a long time since I heard it. Oh, it was like,
you know what, man?
It was like
it like reminds me, though, like it does like remind me of something else too. I mean, it's just like kind of like how on what was going on in the chorus. Yes, like it reminds me of something, man. But it's like I can't put my finger on it though. I don't know. I don't know if it's like either like a One Republic song or like if it was something from like Maroon 5 or something like that. It had to be like one of them groups though, because I know it was just like.
I think it was one of those R&B songers from back in the day.
Or like it could be like that too as well.
Omarion, or like one of them was like. Yeah.
And
it's eating me up right now. It's like
I know, man. Check this out, Buzz fam. That's gonna be like at 2:00. Like
I'm gonna wake up. I'll be like, oh, that's who it was.
I know now.
Like,
yeah. Hey y'all. So we're about to go ahead and flip this to the other side. Like we're gonna go get like a little dangerous with y'all.
Dangerous.
So so we're gonna see y'all in a second. All right.
I wish I could have known that look in your eyes would echo in mine and go back out of my mind across the line. When was the last time I felt like this? That desire and tainted place.
Yo, so
dope.
That was crazy. And like the lyrics in this one, like, are something I think everybody can relate to, in that, like, you like, especially like the first person you ever fall in love with, right? Like everything you do, you feel like they're in your mind, right? They got your number, like you like dreaming about them, like they capture and like captivating like your whole like thing, right? And so like he does a really good job of like kind of painting that whole picture. Is like I have completely like lost my ability to be like a normal human being around you.
Yeah, man. It's man, I tell you, man, it's I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah, it's just like that first time around though, it's kind of, I mean, you it's just like you just like,
over
just
here
like
reminiscing.
lose all sense of everything though, it's just kind of just like, damn though, and it's just like you would love to be that one, like, hey, like you're dancing forever or whatever, like you're like you're living there on fairy tale though, but a lot of times it may, not happen that way.
And usually it doesn't. I mean, and like obviously a lot of these songs have like somewhat of a dark undertone to them,
definitely.
right? That's kind of like this is like the position that you're in, but you're probably out over your skis a little bit on this one.
Yeah.
And like you're heading down a dark path, but there's nothing you can do because like you're so infatuated that you don't even know like how to react or whatever. I think he says something about that like at the very beginning. Like, when was the last time I felt like this? Like the dark desire, right? Like that, like that tainted bliss. Like you're so infatuated that you like the desire has taken over your ability to think straight.
Definitely. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know what though? Like I know that we all been there, but
we all been there.
Everybody's been there.
If you haven't been there, you'll be there one day.
It's coming for you.
It's called
so watch out. It's called that Love Jones.
Yo, and you know what? That's a great song title for this one. Is Dangerous, because like it is so like you're in a position of extreme weakness because you cannot control like your emotions or like what you're going through and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely.
So it's like it's cool that they were able to capture that in like a song.
Yeah, definitely. All right, y'all. Well, hey, we can go ahead and get into Caramel.
And we've done this one.
Yep.
So if you want to see like our breakdown, our full breakdown reaction, it's over on it's on the channel, whatever.
Oh yeah. And I was going down memory lane for a second.
I'm excited to hear it.
Oh yeah.
Like through the vinyl version.
Yes.
It's sounding crazy good.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Like sirens, pay back for the good times. Right foot in the roses, left foot on a landmine. I'm not gonna be there, tripping on the grapevine. They can sing the words while I cry into the baseline. Wear me out like Prada, devil in my detail. I swear it's getting harder. Just to exhale, backed up into corners, bitter in the lens. I'm sick of trying to hide it every time they take mine. So stick to me like caramel. Walk beside prison, a beautiful nightmare, a war of attrition. I'll take what I'm given, the deepest incisions. I thought I got better, but maybe I didn't.
Dude.
Mm-hmm. I like how it starts off, kind of, it kind of had, just like a little bit of the Afrobeat vibe, kind of like at the beginning, stages of it though, you know what I mean? And then like I'm saying, like again though, like they're able to transform, man. They're able to just like do something like really unique with it, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. I really love this one that it has like an innocence to it with like that nursery rhyme kind of like jingle that they have like as the undertone, and like you're trying to like maintain control, but like as you go through the song you continuously lose more and more control to the point at the end you're just like screaming, right? Like, and then like the whole song like kind of builds to that, and then it just kind of dies out like real like so, like almost like almost like when you like have like a rage, and like as soon as you get the rage out you're like kind of like back to like, you're not like down to like bottom, right? But like you're much lower, like that release happens. It's kind of like that almost where you're like, okay, now I'm just trying to like express myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And it's just like it's like so well done. And like with the drumming and like the instrumental, like the way that they play that whole thing. Mm-hmm. And like the way the drums build and how crisp they are, and like it just snaps together with everything else, but still has that nursery rhyme, like kind of like vibe, like as a very subtle like undertone carrying you to like to the end of it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. Yeah.
Again, Buzz fam, if you haven't seen like the full the full reaction that we did for that one is over on the channel. So we're not gonna break that one down too crazy because we already we already have it live on the channel.
So we're about to get into Even in Arcadia,
the title track.
Oh yeah, get into it.
Drop it like it's hot.
that right there. Yeah, I was like really stuck in instrumental trance, I think, during this song right here. Just like the elements, everything else going on with it, man. You know, you have, some of those strings up in there, just like the piano riffs, everything going, man. Like it was, it was like really good, man.
This
really
is the
good.
one where I think that I was paying most attention to some of the lyrics, and like I scroll back up to like because we have the lyrics pulled up, I was paying, but the like when he opens this one up, he talks about like, "Come now, swing wide those gates, because I've paid my penance kindly, well in time for Judgment Day.
Yeah.
But somehow I knew my fate." Right? He's like, turns out those gods we thought we were dying were just sharpening their blades. And so it makes me feel like he thinks he's going to heaven, right? Right off the rip.
But he's
it'd
be like, I'm just like another thing coming.
Well, but that tells me that he not only does he think he's going to heaven, but he thinks that that there is no heaven, because there is no way that he could be going to hell. You know what I mean? Because if he thought that there was a chance that he was going to hell, he wouldn't have said, "I've paid my penance already."
Yeah.
It well in time for Judgment Day, which is telling me that he thinks that he is worthy to go into heaven. And so he's telling them to swing those gates wide for him, just to realize that whoever's behind those gates is sharpening their blades, like coming in, right? And so it makes me feel like, and like, have they been waiting long for me? So he is either like coming to grips with the fact that he's going to hell, or he doesn't believe that there is a heaven at all.
Yeah, like could be that, or maybe he's just kind of just like thinking, hey, like maybe, if they see me or whatever, or, I complete my case, on why, I should enter these gates or whatever, like maybe he's just kind of thinking about that though. Like maybe if I just do this little extra thing,
or it could be the fact,
get in.
Or it could have been the fact that he thought that he did everything right, and that just to get to the gates to realize that it isn't either hell or even heaven. It's just the next thing.
Yeah.
And the next thing is like God sharpening their blades for the next trial or the next test that we are about to like embark on, which is like also super deep.
Yep.
And so like, I really wish that I could like talk to these guys and be like when you were building this out, like where was your mind at? Like, and how did you like perceive like the writing of like what took you there? Because I feel like a lot of the writing takes us down the way that to create the instrumental, right? Because now when you're talking about swinging the gates wide open, it can be calm, right? Because like you're kind of at peace, like you've just like gone and like you've gone to the light, right? And the gates are there, and you're asking to like be let in, but then just to find out that things are not what they seemed. And have you been waiting for me long, right? Like could be like either God or the devil or like whatever variant is actually there. And then you like going down this path and realizing it isn't rainbows and bliss, right? It's just whatever is next. And then you have to like get darker and darker with the scenes and the instrumentals and like the way that they come in with the song, which is super cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, all right, y'all, we about to flip, this other side here.
Indeed, Buzz fam. Yeah. Well, we're gonna pull out the next disc.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll be right back.
I wanna be your provider, garning you with silk like a spider. Roll or die, you bet I'm a rider. You're out of shell, you're a secret insider. That bitter fuel to your fire, stoke your desire. Just let me know that you're mine. I wanna be your provider.
Yo, this is an interesting one because of how it intros.
Yeah.
With like the almost like a wedding kind of vibe with like the bells and everything that's going on. And it almost seemed like he was saying his vows to like start it off.
Yeah. I'm commit to you though, you know, I'm gonna provide. I'm gonna you know, I'm gonna be the rock though, you know.
I'm gonna be the provider, basically like that whole thing. And then he said something about his phone. Like you're killing my phone or you're hitting my phone up so much it's in the ICU or something like that. Or
this is, you know what? Besides hip hop artists, like this is kind of like the first band or, you know, just artists that have kind of like, you know, doubled up like the whole ICU scheme and everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like the ICU, and ICU, yeah, man. It's like the first time I've heard somebody like non-hip hop ish do that.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say like non-hip hop ish, like start rapping. I was like Linkin Park and 21 Pilots gonna have something to say to you, Court. But
yeah, man. You know, so we.
But no, that ICU bar, no, for sure. Like I see what you mean by that because like the way they like kind of like flip it and he like plays that whole scheme with the ICU and like the delivery, like blowing up your phone, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yep. So we're about to go ahead and get into one that we just reacted to. I think maybe like last week or something like that.
Last week, I think.
You know, Damocles. Yeah.
Yep. And remember, Buzz fam, if you want the full uncut version and you're just like skipping ahead or whatever, the full uncut version's over on Patreon. So go check that out. We do the cut up versions over here on YouTube. But let's do it.
Go.
Drop it like it's hot.
Oh, I've been waking up under blades, blue blossom days. If only Damocles would hit me back.
Call me up.
No alabaster carvings or faces on a farthing would prevent my head from fading to black. And it feels like falling into the sea from outer space in seconds to me. And I play discordant days on repeat until they look like harmony. When the river runs dry and the curtain is cold, how will I know if I can't see the bottom? Come up for air and choke on it all. No one else knows that I've got a problem. What if I can't get up and stand
Man, that song is so perfect. Right? Like from start to finish, like there's not a single flaw that I can like hone in on that specific song, right? It is just so well made. And like the different elements, like the way he like changes his voice throughout, like just flow effortlessly.
Yeah.
And it feels like it should always, like songs almost should always be this way, where like you have like different genre kind of like versions of like different verses in a song that normally don't ever like collide together.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, you know, kind of like the Bohemian Rhapsody, you know, situation, you know.
Yep. Same kind of like similar kind of like vibes with that kind of stuff. And like, I don't know, this one, like we reacted to this one already, right? So like our full breakdown is done, but like just getting to like sit back and listen to it like start to finish, it hits like in a different way because of like just how like you can just enjoy the whole thing.
Definitely does, though. Hell yeah.
All right, Buzz fam, we're gonna get into Geth's main. This next one is the one we actually did like a couple days ago.
Yeah, man. And this is like one of my favorite ones too as well.
You know that I don't know if it was on Geth's main or
on the Damocles or
Damocles. I don't remember, or maybe it was on our Twitter. One of the spots, there was some hater out there talking about like, I don't know why everybody's hyping this album up, this and that. Like, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, they're like, it's nothing that special. Everybody's just out here like blowing it up or gassing it up.
See, I read another comment though, you know, out there, you know, saying, you know, how we were talking about, you know, the fact that we were going to react to this album. And then there was someone in the comments saying, hey, you know, this is, you know, this band is, you know, is an album type band, you know. And it's like, I do agree though. It's just like everything that we're hearing so far, you know, like it feels very, you know, like it feels like a nice collective piece though. You know what I mean? You know, so it's definitely like a album. I'm a, you know, just like a type of, you know, band, you know, that is meant to put out a whole, you know, project, you know, that is meant to put out like a whole entire piece of work. You were right in that it feels like a project, but
at the end, I want to pick your brain on how you see this project. And so make sure to stay tuned to the end, Buzz fan. We're going to flip the disc over. And at the end, we're going to talk about this project because I may or may not have some feelings about the way the project is put together.
Yep.
We'll be back.
Yep.
We back, Buzz fan. Let's do it.
We are.
Side D.
D.
Or 4 or whatever.
Yeah. Quattro. D Quattro.
All right, bro. I got a super hot take for this one.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
So, Yes Man, right? I had heard that before when we listened to it the original time when we reacted to it, but I couldn't remember what it was. Now, 15 years ago, long time ago, I used to live in Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
Yes Man is the location at the bottom of the Mountain of Olives, like the olive trees and stuff, where Jesus got arrested.
Okay.
Right? Before he was crucified.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This whole song, knowing that because of the comments, thank you all for like putting me back on and reminding me what I probably should have already known, right? This whole song is, in my opinion, like the way I interpreted it this time around, because now knowing that is Jesus' thoughts about the people around him while he's being taken. Or while he is being arrested, and like, because like he talks about like in there like everybody out here is like crying, but I'm walking beside you and doing all this stuff, right? Like this whole time, and all of it is like I'm here for all of you, and you seem to have forgotten. And we used to be so tight and together, and like the people were all together before like sin and hate and all this stuff comes into it, and it plays like so well. Like if you go back and listen to it with the mindset of like,
man, I wasn't even I'm thinking about that at all.
Like the perception of like Jesus being arrested and like seeing the people arresting him and taking him and all the hate and like all the stuff that's going on and like that kind of time frame.
Yeah,
it hits in an entirely different way.
Yeah, and it's just like the whole and it's like and it's like me, and it makes me think about that line, like you never saw me naked,
right?
And you wouldn't touch me except if you were wasted, though,
right?
And that's,
and so like there's so many like, and you can double the entire song up, right? To like talking about some girl that he's talking about, like what we did in our breakdown, right? Like in our official reaction, but like now when you look at it, like you like Jesus, like you never saw me naked, you never saw like me being there for you, like kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And like me being exposed and like accepting like the sins and all this kind of stuff. It's so crazy that and now it makes me wonder if some of the other songs also have some sort of like side meaning like that.
Yeah, but probably does though. Like it's probably like a bunch of Easter eggs going on throughout this,
That makes this song now for me until I can go back and like research.
Yeah, man.
The other ones, like this one might be my favorite.
Yeah.
Because like how well that was like introduced and like played out.
Exactly. All right, y'all. So we about to get into the finale.
The grand finale.
Yep. Infinite baths.
We taking baths. Cleaning up after that last one. We're gonna need to clean up.
Yeah. Right. For real.
Is there some extra hidden tracks on here? Looks like it.
The long one.
When you plucked me from the grotto, sounded like a supermodel. When I would wake in staccato, no lightning in a bottle, just one eye on the target and 2 bricks on the throttle. I know now.
We hauling ass.
That even if I am frozen, timeless as a ghost in my nightmares of the ocean, the precipice I'm approaching. Well, you will empty the darkness, you will keep me in motion. I know now. Infinite was washing over me at last. Feel the method in my
I gotta tell you, Court, on this particular day, I'm feeling particularly slow. Because if you look at that song from a religious angle, I feel like probably every single song we should have been looking at from that tip.
Yeah, definitely. And I know how we were talking, you know, in between the flipping the switches and stuff like that, you know, as far as like the order like these songs should be in. And then after, you know, the Gethsemane. Yeah. I'm after like the meaning of that, you know, yeah. And I'm just like you, I was like, you know what? Maybe like this was the wrong approach that I was, you know, taking, or just like, you know, or just like the thought of these tracks, like what they really meant, you know, like I got it all wrong. And I was just kind of like thinking, you know, like maybe the songs are in the right order for, you know, a certain reason though, you know, because at first I was kind of thinking, you know, that Gethsemane, you know, should have been after Dangerous at first, because I thought it was about love. And so I was like, yeah, you know what? Those two could have been, you know, like a nice, but then after, you know, like you explained to me, you know, the amount of olives, I was like, oh, damn. So that means that this really was, you know,
towards the end.
Kind of, yeah.
Right. And then Infinite Bass comes in, right? And it's talking about like, almost like washing away stuff, right? Like, and then, but are you actually there? And like this whole thing. And so like, where are you actually like, at the end? It's kind of up for interpretation. And we kind of talked about that towards the beginning when he talks about like hitting the gates and all that kind of stuff, right? And so like that should have been our first clue, like real like keyed in, like we should have looked at this from a religious aspect. And I kind of feel like the way I was judging this album from the get-go was more on a musical tip and more on like a uniqueness, which is like, first of all, that like part of it is phenomenal, right? It is so unique, and like it's one of the things that we really like about Sleep Token, and I think that they don't get enough credit for. But I feel like we've gotten away from like Bible study and stuff like that for so long, to a point where like we didn't even like key in really on like maybe like a piece here or a piece there, like a nugget here, a nugget there, where they're kind of like conflating the things, but we didn't take it as like, it could be that is the main root, right? And then the other things are conflated on top of it, like the love stories that were this or that, or like and that kind of thing. Because like the way I just looked at Gatesbane and then Infinite Bass right after that, like made me feel like, yeah, I definitely looked at this and listened to this, even when we were doing our original reactions, in the wrong way.
Yeah, man. And then even, you know, like the Damocles too as well.
And Damocles,
you know, like that, you know.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing now though, you know, like everything was, you know, just like I'm placed like a certain way, you know. And
so what I wonder is, because like I was originally thinking like this album, like for me personally, like a 10 album has got to be like musically like off the charts, which this definitely is, right? And then like lyrically and like the way it is like presented and sounds like has to be also like off the charts. And then, but for me, like a complete album has got to be like in an order and like tell a story, the whole thing. And like, and it has to sound like one complete project. To your point, like the project is there for sure. But now I wonder if like I would go back and listen to it in like a, from like a religious thought process, would I see it as a succinct, complete project, right? Like as opposed to a project that all fits. Because I was originally thinking of this album as like, I go to a wing of like a museum in which everything in that wing is of its era or of its time, so it fits the project, and it is all masterpieces, right? So like every song is great, but they weren't made by the same artist, or they weren't like you know what I mean, or they weren't like about the same thing, and so they don't all fit together, even though that they're in the same kind of realm. And so that's originally how I felt about this album, but now I'm wondering if I am mistaken on that, and so I don't really know how to grade it based on that like perspective.
Yeah, man, it's gonna, you know, take some more listens and stuff like that, though. Like, which I'm definitely going to do, though. On my own time and stuff like that, man.
Oh, 100%.
But definitely, yeah, I would. Yeah, I would say overall, every track, was awesome though, like I loved everything from start to finish. So, but yeah, like everything has to like flow in sequence if it's, like we're saying, hey, like there's like an album project though, something, like how like Strickland Brinks or, the TPAP, album was and stuff like that, just like how everything just bam, start to finish and everything like that.
The Streets and some of the other ones up there.
Yeah.
Right? And now I will say this as well. It's a little short. I mean, the songs are all pretty long, but a 10 track album is a relatively short album in like just
like nowadays speaking. Like with everybody, putting out like 24 songs now and stuff like
some
that.
people are putting out some crazy amount of songs, but I mean like I usually generally see an album between like 14 and 18 songs.
Mainly,
like a standard album, right? So like not that I feel like this is missing anything per se, but I just feel like it's easier to put out 10 perfect songs than it is to put out 14 perfect songs, if you will, right? Like to that point. And so Buzz fam, you're gonna have to let us know how you're grading this album.
Definitely.
Is there another Sleep Token album, and how does it compare to this? Because like this is like our first introduction to Sleep Token. You guys put us on over the last like couple months, and we've been listening to song here or there, and then you let us know that the album was out, so we pre-ordered it. We just got it last night, and then straight into the booth and reacting to it. We're gonna try to put it out as soon as possible because we want to get your guys' like recent feedback. We usually only do albums every couple weeks, but we made an exception for this one. If you guys are new here, again, the full uncut version is over on Patreon. We appreciate y'all rolling up, joining the Buzz fam, hitting the subscribe button.
We'll see y'all on that next show.
Peace.